All right, hey everyone, it's Chris back again with another games pickups video. And I figured I'd do this because we've been getting some generous donations to the channel. I haven't done it for a while, so I have quite a few games to show here. I might miss a couple of games that I didn't show the last video, but I tried my best to grab everything I got within the past year or so. But we'll start with the most recent donation, and that is Rise of the Ronin for PS5. This is still a PS5 exclusive, or I would have tried playing this on PC. But this was donated by Studying Pain 1519 on YouTube. So let's thank him in the comments. And I thank you as well so much. This means a lot to me. I'm quite a fan of the Team Ninja games and Souls-like games in general, so pretty excited to try this. I guess this is kind of the Neo formula going into the open world, so that'll be pretty neat, I think. We'll be doing HDR Let's Play videos of this game, and I'll probably update with other videos of me beating bosses, because it's one thing I like doing in the Souls games, or Souls-like games, is kind of showing my attempts at the bosses and showing the fails and everything. But let's read the note that he sent along with it. Here you go, Krist, as promised. All the best to you, and thanks for having the balls to be who you are. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hope the game is fun. If not, maybe you can get some good rage moments from it. And then he writes, Dio Vindice from, and then he says his first name, which I'm not sure if he wants me to say that. Let me know in the comments if you're fine with me saying your first name, but it's Studying Pain 1519 on YouTube. So thank you so much. I think the game is going to be fun. I researched it quite a bit. It does have a little bit of like technical issues, I guess, a little bit of unsteady frame rate, but I'll definitely rage at it, I think, even though I'll enjoy the game. Pretty much what happens. I mean, I liked, like, my famous rage, Armored Core 6. I raged pretty hard at that, but overall I like that game. But thank you, Studying Pain 1519, so much. I'm going to definitely do a couple Let's Play videos of this for you, so look forward to that. I'll definitely do them in HDR as well. And then here's the other pickup that I didn't show last time. I did the Let's Play videos, but yeah, this is from James Lionheart, and it was the Stalker, the Zone trilogy, and this is the Japanese import version. For some reason, this only got a physical copy on the PS4 version, even though it's on, I think, Switch and Xbox as well. And it was only in Japan region for whatever reason, but I'm a bit disappointed at the anti-Russian hatred in this game. They decided to erase all references to Russia and the Russian language option. That's unfortunate. The first game is super jank, but I think I'm going to enjoy Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat pretty much, so obviously you want to play the PC version with something like the Anomaly mod, but I wanted to give a fair impression of the vanilla versions, so I'm fine with playing through these games vanilla, and I'll definitely do some more Let's Play videos on this as well once I get to the other games or closer to the end of Shadow of Chernobyl. But yeah, it's super jank. And thank you, James Lionheart. I appreciate that quite a bit. And he sent food donations for my cooking videos, which I think I need to do some more cooking videos soon. So maybe we'll get to that as well. I guess we'll grab this other PS4 game here. And I showed a bit of this on the channel, Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition. It's what was going to be the sequel to Wolfenstein 3D and Spear of Destiny, I believe, and it eventually became their own kind of IP, I think, when id Software split off from Apogee. So, yeah, it's an interesting boomer shooter. It's definitely not the best, though. All right, and then I guess we'll we'll show this as a PS4 game. I just got this slipcover for it, the Turok trilogy. I've owned the first two games. Oh, wrong way. I've owned the first two games for a while, but why are these all out of order? That bothers me. But I recently got Turok 3, and the stupid consumer, now I can't get it in there. The stupid consumer that I am, I had to get this slipcover that came with Turok 3. So Turok 3 is the actual new pickup in here on PS4. I wish I would have gotten a PS5 app with 120 Hz support, but it's only a PS4 app for some reason. The slipcover is cool, but they had to put the fucking woman on the front cover, of course, rather than like the classic Turok 1 art, which is the best Turok game. And that might be Turok 2 on the back, but yeah, the slipcover was like $10, so that's kind of overpriced. Alright, we're on PS5. This is the other one I did recently, PO'd. What is this called? The definitive edition. The definitive edition of this amazing boomer shooter. I hope you can hear the sincerity in my voice, but yes. This is PO'd. I played it on the channel. You can see my impressions there. I don't know why I got this. I guess because I always wanted it on 3DO. And this is the best way to play it. Alright, this one's actually really good. I quite enjoyed this one and the remaster. It's Shadows of the Damned. What's it called? Hella Remastered. The original game was fun, but the lack of New Game Plus was really the main downside, and it was locked to 30 FPS. So this, I think it goes all the way up to 4K, and it's 60 FPS. And it adds the New Game Plus mode, which really extends the replay value because you build up all your weapons' powers as you go through the game. So it's nice to be able to use it after you beat the game, doing all that work, upgrading. But yeah, it's like Resident Evil 4, but it's more grindhouse, not lighthearted, but just kind of comedy a bit. So it's pretty cool. It's made by Shinji Mikami, who started Resident Evil. It's got music by Akira Yamaoka, and it's by Suda51 as well. So that's where the weirdness comes from. So yeah, this is very fun. For some reason, Digital Foundry said it had bad slowdowns in the Dark Realm areas. But that must have been their early copy of the game or something, because once I got this, I was expecting that, and it just didn't slow down during those sections. So I left a comment on DF, but of course they'll never read it or correct themselves, because they're kind of hacks now. Alright, so another one I got on PS5, I've done a Let's Play of. That's Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. And I have the original on Switch. It was kind of a mistake purchase, though. The original vanilla version was a mistake. This version is excellent, though. This is the one you should play. It fixes all the issues with the original. I think, well, most of them. I got this cool Steelbook version. Which I always like the Atlas Steelbooks, even though Atlas kind of sucks otherwise, but this might be my last Atlas release. I didn't have much interest in Metaphor Refantasio. It's in my wish list, which I'll put down below if you guys really want to see me react to more Atlas slop. But I really don't want that game that much. But I know some people like seeing me react to Atlas stuff, so I put it on there. But this is excellent, you know. I wanted to pick this up. I like the Shin Megami Tensei series a lot more than Persona, just because it's more of the dungeon crawling and battle gameplay rather than the dating social crap. I'm not a Japanese schoolboy. I don't need that shit. Alright. We'll hold both of these up since they're related. And I've done videos on both of these, I believe. Dark Forces Remastered and the Bounty Hunter Remaster. Dark Forces is definitely the better game. Dark Forces 2 is my favorite one, which I still want to do a video on my channel. I can't believe, like, I played Dark Forces 2 and Mysteries of the Sith to death back in the day, but I've just never done a video on it yet. So that's another one on my bucket list of many. But yeah, this is the most well done remaster. This one isn't bad, but this game just isn't that great in my opinion. It hasn't aged well, but the remaster seems fine. fine for the most part. I think they could have done a little bit more with the visor scanning thing to find the bounties. Like, you always have to switch away from your weapon to scan people, and it's just very clunky. But yeah, I definitely recommend Dark Forces 1 if you want a Doom, like a classic Doom shooter in the Star Wars universe, before Star Wars sucked. We'll just continue with the PS5 games. This is one I got recently at Walmart for $10. I couldn't believe the price. It was the last copy. I know this game got bashed, but for $10, I picked up Wolong Fallen Dynasty, and I think it's a pretty good game, to be honest. It's not quite as good as something like Neo 2, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think the $10 price did help a bit. I could see, I think people were saying this was 70 at launch. Maybe it was 60. I can see if you paid that much, you might feel a little burned because it feels like a slightly dumbed down Neo 2. But I'm having fun with it. I'll beat the entire game, I think. I like Souls-like games. It's set in China, obviously, and yeah, it's Neo in China. That's all I need to say. And then I got this one recently, I think for like $30. Not the greatest price, but decent enough. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. And I have not even gotten close to this story in the Yakuza series, because this is like the 8th game or something at this point. But I wanted to get it because of the Sega arcade games, of course. I think it has Sega Bass Fishing, Virtua Fighter 3, and that one beat 'em up game. I can't remember the name right now, but I showed it on my channel. So it had some good Sega arcade games. I don't know if I'll get the Pirate Yakuza game. It's on my wish list, but I don't know. I'm not in a super rush to play that. It looks too goofy. Like, I understand Yakuza had goofy elements, but this just seems like the whole marketing is just centered around, oh, look how goofy and memeable it is. It just sounds fake as fuck as far as like the marketing. But it might be an okay game. It's just the fucking marketing is turning me off with it. It just sounds like a fucking cash grab, cashing off the memes, bro, the Yakuza memes. And I mean, the series hasn't been as good since the creator of the series left, which I kind of suspected would happen. But this seems okay so far. It's the turn-based RPG combat. I prefer the action ones, but it's okay. It's not that bad. All right. Let's switch over to the Nintendo Switch pickups. And there's some overlap here because I got, you know, PS5 or PS4 and Switch games on both platforms. But we'll do this one, which I found, I think, for like $18 or something cheap. I think it was under $20 or something. That's Persona 5 Royal on Switch, which I have this on. I have Persona 5 on PS4. I have Persona 5 Royal on PS4. Persona 5 Royal on PS5, and now the Switch version. Even though I hate Persona, I had to get, you know, basically all the games before they went to shit. So this is one of them. I wanted to see how it runs on the Switch because it kind of reminds me of how the PlayStation Vita got Persona 4. So I was interested to see how this looks on the Switch. And it looks about like I think like the base PS4 version pretty much. So that's kind of impressive in my opinion for a handheld. And then this one is one of the overlap games. That is Dark Forces again. Usually I have to get these boomer shooters on the Switch as well, because just having all the boomer shooters on a handheld system is pretty fucking awesome. Same with this. This one isn't so awesome though. Rise of the Triad again. But it runs well on Switch, obviously. And PO'd as well on Switch. Yes, I am mentally stable. And once again, I got the Turok series. And it's all 3 of the games. I got the 3rd one recently on Switch. And this one runs really well on Switch as well. Turok 3 is pretty interesting. It's like the Turok developers tried to be like Half-Life 1. Obviously not as good as Half-Life 1, but it's a neat experiment. I think, honestly, this might sound like blasphemy, but I like Turok 3 more than Turok 2 at this point. Turok 2 has the cool weapons and stuff, but I don't know, Turok 3 is pretty neat. Turok 1 has always been my favorite. I've kind of put that one next to Quake 1 as far as how good it is. One game does things better than the other, though, stuff like that. But all right, now we're getting into some bigger box kind of collector's edition stuff. I'll start with this one. I don't think you'll be able to see the title too well, but it's well here. As you can see, I got the Slitter Head. What is it called? Oh, that doesn't even say Slitter Head. What the? It just says nesting in the red light district. I got nesting in the red light district, guys. But no, this is the day one edition for Slitterhead. It's by the creator of Silent Hill 1, the Forbidden Siren series, and Gravity Rush. It kind of takes elements of Gravity Rush and Siren, but it's not as good as either of those games, unfortunately. The ideas are good, but the budget is so low on this that it does actually affect the quality of the game. He tried to do a lot of story in the game with these intermission scenes, but everything is pretty much text. There's no voice in like 95% of the cutscenes. And that does hurt the presentation quite a bit. And there's no surround sound. Like, you make this atmospheric game and it only has stereo audio. Like, what is that? That is not a budget thing. So I was a bit disappointed in this one, to be honest. It was the only game I was really looking forward to in the past year, and it kind of disappointed me. But luckily I got it for $40 at launch, so I think it's like $35 on sale now. So I didn't get ripped off too much, and yeah, it's a cool collector's box. It's got like art book, or no, this is the soundtrack. Can't remember if it had an art book. Let's just read the back. Yeah, it does. It has a 104-page art book. But yeah, this is Slitterhead. Bit of a disappointment, sadly. All right. This one I got a little bit back, but I figured I'd include it. I haven't done a video on it yet. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the deluxe edition, which I regret buying now because I'm not enjoying this game. The main story bits are decent enough. Like, it's nice seeing the main story bits, but technically this game is a mess. It's like 1080p or slightly above 1080p in the performance mode on base PS5, but they use some sort of bad upscaling filter. You can switch between two different upscale filters, but they're both bad in different ways. The frame rate is solid at 60 in that mode, but the textures are pretty bad. We're like back at PS4 remake level of textures. The main issue, though, there's so much filler. Like, they were doing that in Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it's even worse here. The filler, there's like mini games that you can't avoid to proceed in the story. And they insert woke DEI shit in like every town in the game has like a black mayor, like two people in the crowd will be black and then one will be white. It's like a clear agenda in this game. All the fanboys were praising it, of course, when it came out, but now it's on sale for like $35, $37. So clearly something went wrong. They bowed to the woke agenda, and it would have been fine if they just had the main story bits in this, but they had to put all that filler with the mini games. It's almost like an open world game too, but there's no time of day system in the game, so it's constantly a bright sunny day, but it looks washed out and shitty, which seems to be a problem with a lot of recent games. They're like, oh, my realistic overblown lighting, and it just looks like shit and not colorful. Wolong looks better than this fucking game, and I got Wolong for $10. I will probably do a video on this eventually. I actually tried a few times to do that, but I just couldn't bring myself to upload it because it was such a negative video. I was just like, God, this sucks, you know? I didn't really want to upload that, but all right, so we got a couple more here. We'll just show both of these since they kind of came together. That is Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable. This is the Switch Steelbook Edition, which has pretty cool packaging. And this is just the Xbox versions. Of course, it's upside down again, I think. And I don't really like Persona 3 Portable very much. I think the original PS2 version of Persona 3 is better, but or the re-release of Persona 3 on PS2. And the remake, I think, is better than Persona 3 Portable. But everyone loves this because you can be a woman in it. But yeah, I just got this slipcover for it. The Xbox versions of these actually run the best. They run 120 hertz, whereas the PS4 version is locked to 60 FPS. I think they're 4K as well, where PS4 is 1080p. Which is funny, the Switch version actually runs the exact same as the PS4 version, 1080p 60 FPS. So I figure I get this for portability and this for the 4K presentation and 120 hertz. But yeah, 4 is the main one I really wanted, because that's probably the best Persona game in my opinion. But, you know, I hate the series. So it doesn't matter. All right, we got 3 more left, and this is getting to be a long video. And the last 3 are big box collector's editions that I got from Limited Run. So let's start with this beast. This is the Braid Runner Enhanced Edition. I gotta see it like that Asian guy in the movie. But this is a pretty cool collector's edition. I'll try to show some of it if I can. It's supposed to look like a briefcase, but it just looks like a box to me opening up. But you open it up, it just has the game and the whatever. I don't know if I showed this off on the channel already. I feel like I might have, but let's just take this out. Might as well show it since it's probably the only video I'm really going to feature it. This is the main attraction of it, which I think looks pretty cool, but definitely not worth the money that it cost. If I can get it out of here. Let's try to get these boxes out of here sometimes because they pack them so tightly. So this is pretty cool though. I like it. It's the blaster from the game. I don't know if this one's, yeah, this one's battery powered, so I should be able to turn it on. I think. Oh wait, the batteries are probably dead. That or I didn't put batteries in it, but it lights up, and it's just the blaster from the game. It's only half of it. Yeah, it's very cool looking. I like that. And it's just got some junk trinkets in there as well, which I don't even have to bother showing you guys. Just show you the main attraction. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love the Blade Runner series, so I had to get something like collectors for that. All right. Next, we have this one. I'm not going to take this one out, but this is the Castlevania Advance Collection Ultimate Edition. Let's see if the battery's... Oh, the battery's not dead on that one. And you can see it plays music from the game. I'm not sure. That might be music from Circle of the Moon. I can't remember. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat collector's edition. It's not worth the money. I think it was like $175 or something, maybe even $200. So I'm a huge Castlevania fan though, so I had to get that. And I have ordered the Dominus Collection Ultimate Edition as well. So I'll try to show off that when it comes around July, supposedly. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love Castlevania. And then I got this one as well, which Doom Eternal. It's not my favorite Doom game. It's fun, but it's definitely not Doom. But this was a pretty cool collector's edition. It's got a steel book. Not sure what else does it have in here. It has a poster, a sticker sheet, art prints, the Slayer gate key, the Praetor helmet metal keychain, a 5-inch shotgun replica. So main thing I really wanted in this was the steelbook, to be honest. I hate when stuff gets locked to an Ultimate Edition. I don't know for this one if the steelbook was in the lower tier one. It might have been. But yeah, that is it for my pickups. This video is getting a bit too long, but I appreciate, Studying Pain 1519 for sending Rise of the Ronin. I appreciate James Lionheart for sending, the Stalker trilogy. I appreciate Luca for sending the GPU. That GPU he sent is really helping my workflow with the HDR videos. I'm able to properly scroll the timeline in Adobe with those HDR videos now. I can process the videos faster and everything, so that was highly appreciated. So thank you so much for all the support, everyone. It means a lot to me. I mean, it's cool getting, free stuff, obviously, in gaming stuff. That's super fun. But what means the most to me is the fact that you guys care enough to watch my content, to contribute to it, these games, so I can do these silly Let's Plays. Let's be honest, it's silly, but I have a lot of fun, It's to me, doing this YouTube channel is like hanging out with friends. I hate calling people fans or whatever. Like, you guys are just my friends. Like, you guys hang out and watch video games. I'd like to play video games with a lot of you as well. So if any of you play something on PC, let me know. That's really what it is to me. It's just hanging out with friends, talking about video games. That's all I wanted to do originally, until the leftists came in and tried to destroy the hobby. The hobby is pretty down bad, but there's still some good stuff in there. So I never wanted to quit completely, but it looked pretty dire at the time. But obviously, you can see there's a lot of just retro ports, so that's mostly what's worth playing. But I think stuff like Team Ninja, their efforts is still okay. But really, like the Yakuza games are okay, but they're starting to get a little woke. So there's not a whole lot, but there's still enough to play. But yeah, I appreciate all the contributions. You're helping keeping this channel going. You're keeping me motivated and all of that. So thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you on the next video and the next Let's Plays, which will be Rise of the Ronin, thanks to Studying Pain. So see you guys on the next video. All right, peace out.